Welcome everybody to Dice Camera Action. Woo!
Yay!
Waffles all day, every day.
Yeah.
You still haven't even gotten one waffle.
I know, no waffles.
Wouldn't that be a profound irony?
It is.
We got through the entire campaign and there were no waffles.
Yep.
I really do like how many times I see tweets that are like, why are they the waffle crew? What have to do with waffles? And we're like,
Everyone else is all like super cool, like Acquisitions Inc. and like Force Grey and all this stuff. And then there's like us. Well, like,
like, we like waffles. Let's call ourselves that.
just like
They're slightly less cool than the Pancake Crew.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think we're cooler than the pancake crew. That's the one crew that's less cool than us.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So last time in Curse of Strahd, the party was still divided, with Strix, Diath, and Evelyn trapped in the Amber Temple. And they made their way from a chamber that had some decrepit wooden crates that they were told not to touch, and 3 amber sarcophagi with these black vestiges trapped deep within inside them that this lich, who you've named Barmy, told you were sort of remnants of dead gods. But you found your way into a chamber through a back alcove that contained some sort of invisible object Diath was able to perceive. And inside this larger chamber were 6 treasure piles. And you recall, back when Madame Ava gave you card readings, that one of the readings, the one specifically tailored to Diath, signified that he would find the Tome of Strahd in a chamber just like this. But Diath urged caution because of the invisible thing standing before him, which you have now concluded is some sort of invisible statue, possibly a golem. You're not sure. Meanwhile, across Barovia, in the castle of Count Strahd von Zarovich, Paulton found himself a guest of the vampire, who intimidated him and gave him a very tough choice: to rejoin his friends in the Amber Temple, or to remain outside the temple alive and quote-unquote free. Paulton chose the latter, and in Castle Ravenloft remains. So Paulton, when last we left you, you were back upstairs in your bedchamber. You just sort of closed the doors and, for all intents and purposes, locked yourself inside.
Mm-hmm.
You had some brief encounters with Escher, the vampire spawn who's in the parlor outside of your room. And you had an exchange with Strahd where you made your fateful choice. Now, this room that you find yourself in is dark now. Your fairy fire's gone out, but if you can cast it again, you can light it up again. Or you can try to dig around for some other light source. Currently, you're in total darkness.
Okay. So then, that's about right.
You hear a distant peal of thunder, even through these thick stone walls that surround you.
Well, that's our thunder. I believe that that Darth Paulton now. Sorry, hold on. Darth Paulton now. That's the one.
Did you wear that hoodie just for this bit?
You don't know me. All right. There we go. No, I don't know yet. Anyway, I'm gonna look around for a external light source. See if I can find anything. Is there any like?
There was a candelabra, but its candle sort of melted down. But as you fumble through the dark and you open up a drawer in one of the nightstands, you can find some unlit candles inside. So you can try to replace them, and if you have a tinderbox or something, you can attempt to relight them.
Okay.
Let's see. Does Paulton have a tinderbox? And actually, you actually have some candles of your own too. So, yeah, you could light these and have a little candlestick that you can carry around with you.
That sounds lovely then.
Done.
Done and done.
All right. The chamber hasn't changed now that it's illuminated. There's a canopied bed dominating the room. 2 doors. One you assume is a closet. The other leads out to the parlor. And a few other furnishings to dress the place up. No windows.
Okay. Can I look around, see if I find something in the closet?
Yes. When you crack open the closet, Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. There are a lot of pages in this book. Curses.
Page filled with more
There we
death
go.
traps than the last.
Yep. All right. It's a small wood-paneled closet. It reeks of mildew and has a 10-foot-high ceiling. Iron hooks line the walls, and a dusty black cloak hangs from one hook in the corner of one wall. The cloak has sort of a dramatic cut to it. It looks like something a vampire might wear.
Oh,
Big collar, long.
I see where this is going.
Yep. There you go.
So it's just a cloak in there?
Yeah, basically a bunch of bare hooks on the walls, but one of the hooks has the cloak hanging from it. There doesn't seem to be any other exits or anything from this closet.
Okay. Well, I feel like I've found what I can in this room. I guess I'll.
What's your passive wisdom?
That is a fantastic question.
Let's see. For you, that's going to be. Let's see. Are you trained in perception? Nope. So 11.
Okay.
Okay. Are you taking the cloak?
No, I'm not going to take the cloak.
Okay.
Just leave it there for now.
Okay. Then you don't notice anything just in passing
Okay. And I'll just hang, I guess.
in the closet.
Lock myself in there. I'll just.
There doesn't appear to be a lock on this door.
Okay. I'll just hang in the room on my bed, sulking.
All right. Yeah, you sit in a chair in the corner with your little candlestick, sulking. Very good.
Beauty musician.
Yep.
Remember, guys, Paulton has a plan.
Mhm.
I hope it's
This is
setting
it.
the room
He's
on
going to
fire.
outlive the vampires. Okay. Meanwhile, at the Amber Temple, Diath, Strix, and Evelyn, you're all sort of tucked in this large back alcove with this invisible statue staring at piles and piles of treasure. There's also a set of double amber doors across on the far side of the room. They are closed, however.
Okay, so these amber doors that are here.
Yep.
Are these the ones that we like circumvented by going through this crack that I discovered? Or is it like on the opposite side of where we came?
It's
from?
the opposite side of where you came.
Okay. Keep an eye on the invisible thing, Strix, because if it comes alive, I need you to stop it.
Well,
And Strix, you had summoned Barmy.
yeah, and we lost him.
Yep. So he's in the room behind you with the amber sarcophagi and the wooden crates.
Oh, he's still here.
Yeah, he came back. Oh, that's right. You went upstairs to look for him and you couldn't find him. And you came back down. Now I'm remembering. Yeah, so you haven't been able to find him, no.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he wandered off, and I was
Yeah,
like,
he did. You left him upstairs by himself and he seemed to have wandered off.
Oh, he did the old person thing.
Yeah.
He was like, God, did I leave the stove on? And he like walked off.
I just did that today.
Oh man.
What was I doing? Oh well.
I too am old.
So there are numerous piles of treasure in this room.
Thousands
You
of
forbade us from touching them.
Yes, without touching any of them, am I able to see any kind of large book-like object, say a tome of sorts?
Yeah, make a perception check for me.
You got it.
Maybe covered in blood, really super edgelord looking.
15.
15. All right. So you can see there is one pile that has a number of books sort of discarded among the various other objects in the pile, which includes what appear to be gold coins, copper coins in big iron pots, some sort of obsidian scepter sticking out of the pile, a bunch of rusted helms. And yeah, you see a bunch of leather tomes, and among them, one tome does stand out. And it has a very distinctive crest on the front of it. It looks well worn, quite aged.
Does it look Strati?
It looks like
Technical term.
Okay. Evelyn's in this area too. Is she standing by our entry point?
Yep.
Okay. Evelyn, if I grab this, if something goes wrong, I'm going to toss it to you. I want you to catch it and get out. Okay?
Wait, before Evelyn could control the invisible thing a little bit, or one of them.
Oh yeah, using the secret words.
Yes. Can I try and remember the secret words using an Arcana check before we start throwing books at each other?
Sure.
'Cause just as a precaution.
Yep.
All right. Oh well, yeah. I just rolled a 2, so
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
Nope.
I was upset.
You were about to be pulverized by an ember golem. You probably weren't listening to the words very closely.
It's true. Yep. I was crying in my head.
Yep.
Okay.
I get in like a catcher stance.
Yes.
Maybe we can set a trap. Maybe we can like tie its legs together or something. Well, it's invisible. We can't tie its legs.
As you survey the pile a little bit more closely, Diath, you can see that the coins that you thought were gold at first appear to be actually painted wood. And the iron pots contain nothing but copper pieces. The obsidian scepter with gold filigree does look particularly nice, but the rusty helms look worthless. All the other books besides this one that caught your eye appear to be the same book. Just 15 thin leather-bound copies of what appears to be a storybook of some kind.
This treasure room sucks.
That scepter looks nice.
Look, I can only get one of these. Pretty sure. We
You know
got
what?
an important one.
I still have my mage hand holding the staff I picked up earlier.
That's right.
You got a
Get
thing.
another one in there.
All right. I'm going
Wait
for
a
this.
second. Mage hand. Why did I just use my mage hand?
To grab the book?
Yeah.
Well, that just sounds like the smartest thing you've said all day.
I'm smart.
You sure are.
I like this idea. We'll get out of anything that could resemble harm's way.
Okay.
You can get
So you
this-
tuck yourselves back into the cracks or fissures in the wall. So Strix, you're going to have to go out a little ways just to sort of see the book.
All right.
All
Here I go.
right. And you'll have to, the mage hand carrying your staff will be dispelled when you conjure a new one.
All right. Sorry.
So the
I'm not touching your own staff for the record.
The staff will just go clatter, clatter, clatter onto the floor.
All right.
A new skeletal hand will appear, and you can direct it over to the book that Diath pointed out very clearly.
All right. I'm doing it.
All right. Doo-doo-doo. Very good. The skeletal hand lifts up the book, and it floats across the room toward you.
Okay. I'm going to let it keep floating.
All right.
Can you use that hand to open it? Could it hold it up for us to read?
No, don't touch it yet.
And
Don't touch it at all.
as the book floats toward you, the invisible thing standing in the alcove next to you, Strix, becomes visible.
Oh,
And
there it is.
it is a golem of amber with a bird head.
Okay. Caw, caw.
What kind
it
of
just-
bird?
It kind of looks like that,
Is it-
like a pigeon.
Oh,
Oh.
Pigeon for Holly.
that's not a raven.
And it just sort of it looks like it was about to attack, and then it's almost like doesn't know what it's looking at, and just sort of with its head follows the floating book back toward you.
Yes, this is our chance. Statues are stupid. Let's just float on out of here. It'll be okay.
Okay. Can I try and tell it to everything's okay in any kind of, I don't know, magic speak?
You can try an Arcana check
Sure.
to communicate with it.
Or otherwise, Evelyn, do you remember the secret words to make statues stop?
I feel like I did remember them last week.
Sorry, I rolled a 1.
Okay. No. So when the skeletal hand comes up next to you, Strix, and it's got the book in its clutches, do you want it to keep holding the book?
Yes,
Or-
absolutely.
So what about the staff? You gonna
The
leave
staff,
that?
I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just
Okay.
gonna back up.
Okay.
Hands
So you-
to myself.
You back into the fissure, and your hand follows you. You guys can go all the way back out into the room with the sarcophagi and the staircase leading up to the library.
Yes, I'm literally just backing up as
Yes.
slowly as
And the
possible.
golem sort of turns and sort of alters its stance, so it's sort of facing the cracks in the wall and just seems to be staring at you blindly as you and your hand disappear from view. It just,
I'm very relieved. Just like fanning myself.
and once you're in the other room, you're pretty sure the golem can't get you here.
Oh, good. I'm using the hand with the book to fan myself.
Oh, let's be careful with that. All right.
Is Barmy anywhere around here? Did we lose him? Is he?
You haven't seen Barmy.
Barmy?
Yeah, Evelyn yelling's great.
Yes.
Just keep yelling. That's yeah.
Okay, Barmy.
Oh, no, I mean, why don't you understand sarcasm?
All right. This was important. We needed this.
Okay,
Yes.
well, look at it, Dia. That's not for me.
You can
Yes,
see
but-
it's got iron fittings and an iron latch that with a keyhole. It seems to be bound shut, but it's got brownish red leather covers, and you can see its parchment appears to be very old and very brittle. There are no titles either on the cover or on the spine of the book, but the crest has a very distinctive look. Worked into it is a raven and a castle.
This is only solution to one of our three problems.
Mhm.
Oh, read it. Maybe it's got something to help us.
We still need to remove Evelyn's curse, and we still need to get out of here.
Yeah, how close are we to nighttime?
You don't know.
Oh, great. A lot of
Wait,
overwhelming
If
things.
you don't know, does that mean you don't become a werewolf then?
I hope so.
If a tree falls in a forest, does it
Right,
make
yeah.
I don't know.
There's no way to see the moon.
I mean, I don't feel sleepy, so
Great.
Nope. You don't feel sleepy.
Look at the book, Dia.
Fine.
I think we need to read it.
All right.
Madam Eva did say it's what you were seeking.
All right.
Yeah, Dia, you have that like lock thing. Maybe that's a door.
I'm not messing with that demon padlock.
It's fine.
You have a lock thing?
Yeah, remember when we killed that child and I took his padlock?
I can look at it for
I
you.
forgot about that.
Maybe it's a door. Let me look at it for you.
Actually, yeah, I'm going to hand that spooky padlock that I got to Strix and let her
Yeah.
examine it. While she does that, I'm gonna check out this book.
All right. As I said, the book is locked. It's got a lock clasp on it, preventing it from being opened.
Easy. I put all my life picks, do a little twirl, and I'm gonna start picking that. 'Cause it's my
Okay.
favorite in the world.
All right. You can make a dexterity sleight of hand check while Strix makes an arcana check.
Yay. All the checks. Well, was marginally better than last time. 13.
All right. 13 does not reveal anything about the lock.
No. Not smart.
28.
All right. You think, as you're picking this lock, Diath, you find yourself perplexed. It seems to be a fairly easy rudimentary lock to pick, and yet you are unable to do so with these thieves' tools of yours.
I bet it's magic.
It's bullshit.
Let me see if I have anything in my mind here that I could help use.
Do any of your
I'm gonna-
keys fit?
Okay,
If maybe you have the key already.
I think I do.
That's creepy.
What?
I'm gonna reach in the back belt and take this ring of keys I've held on to for many years of my life.
Yes.
One, put it into that tome and turn it.
It opens.
Where did you get those keys?
I need an adult.
I got these keys. I don't remember how many seasons ago, but it's been a long time since I was a teenager. Which, thanks to Strix, is about 3 years ago.
Maybe I can fix that later. I don't know.
Well, where did you find them? Who gave them to you?
I couldn't even tell you. I don't remember his face, or even if he had a face. It was just a shrouded figure. It was back when I was begging in the streets, long before I met any of you.
I didn't know you used to beg in the streets. You poor thing. I pet him on the head.
Oh,
Poor young thing.
You sure it wasn't Strahd who gave you these keys?
I would hope not.
Was he a vampire?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I put the ring of keys back and back onto my belt loop, and then start paging through this book.
You see that most of the book is written in a curious shorthand that seems indecipherable. Stains and age have made most of the work practically illegible, but you can see several paragraphs remain intact and readable. Among them, you read the following. I am the ancient, I am the land. My beginnings are lost in the darkness of the past. I was a warrior. I was good and just. I thundered across the land like the wraith of an angry god. But the war years and the killing years wore down my soul, as the wind wears stone into sand. All goodness slipped from my life. I found my youth and strength gone, and all I had left was death. My army settled in the valley of Barovia, and took power over the people in the name of a just God, but with none of a God's grace or justice. I called for my family, long unseated from their ancient thrones, and brought them here to settle in this castle, Ravenloft. They came with a younger brother of mine, Sergei. He was handsome and youthful. I hated him for both. From the families of the valley, one spirit shone above all others, a rare beauty, who was called Perfection, Joy, and Treasure. Her name was Tatiana, and I longed for her to be mine. I loved her with all my heart. I loved her for her youth. I loved her for her joy, but she spurned me. Old One was her name to me, elder and brother also. Her heart went to Sergei, and they were betrothed. The date was set. With words, she called me brother, but when I looked into her eyes, they reflected another name, death. It was the death of the aged that she saw in me. She loved her youth and enjoyed it, but I had squandered mine. The death she saw in me turned her from me, and so I came to hate death. My death. My hate is very strong. I would not be called death so soon, so I made a pact with death, a pact of blood. On the day of the wedding, I killed Sergei, my brother. My pact was sealed with his blood. I found Tatiana weeping in the garden east of the chapel. She fled from me. She would not let me explain, and a great anger swelled within me. She had to understand the pact I made for her. I pursued her. Finally, in despair, she flung herself from the walls of Ravenloft, and I watched everything I ever wanted fall from my grasp forever. It was 1,000 feet through the mists. No trace of her was ever found. Not even I know her final fate. Arrows from the castle guards pierced me to my soul, but I did not die, nor did I live. I became undead forever. I have studied much since then. Vampire is my new name. I still lust for life and youth, and I curse the living that took them from me. Even the sun is against me. It is the sun and its light I fear the most, but little else can harm me now. Even a stake through my heart does not kill me, though it holds me from movement. But the sword, that cursed sword that Sergei brought, I must dispose of that awful tool. I fear and hate it as much as the sun. I have often hunted for Tatiana. I have even felt her within my grasp, but she escapes. She taunts me. She taunts me. What will it take to bend her love to me? I now reside far below Ravenloft. I live among the dead and sleep beneath the very stones of this hollow castle of despair. I shall seal shut the walls of the stairs that none may disturb me.
Evelyn, Strix, when I was reading that, I read it in Strahd's voice in my head the whole time. So I'm pretty sure this was him.
Well, that's what you get when you kill your brother and try to steal his true love. True
Think he
love should never be
think he-
disposed of.
killed his brother and then drank his blood, and then he also became undead. That's a little bit worse. Just.
I mean-
you know.
Yeah, I suppose. Says
All based
someone
on
who
a
has had
fact
blood
that
all
you-
over her face recently.
All based on a pact that he had made with some other entity.
Death.
With death. I do not like that guy.
Death.
As soon as you say that, something happens.
Rocks fall and we die.
Yep, just like that. So you are surrounded by, set into 3 alcoves, these amber sarcophagi that have little black shards or oily streaks in them. One of those shards seems to awaken and
Shit.
grow.
Nope.
How do we know it's awakening? What is it doing?
You see it sort of expand these sort of tendrils outward through the amber.
No.
Is it making
Oh.
any noise?
Nope.
I closed the book.
We would look expectantly to see if that does anything.
If there's a time to yell for Lathander, this would be it, Evelyn.
It doesn't seem to cause this vestige to retreat in any way. You can see it seems to be poking and prodding, looking for a way out.
I don't think it can go anywhere. I think it can reach its little tendrils out, but I don't think it can come get us. Right? You have to stay in there, I think.
You can make an Arcana check if you like to ascertain that.
I love to ascertain things.
I also want to point out that God saw Tatiana die when she threw herself over the castle walls, fell, and died. And then Strix made him watch it happen again.
Yes.
Whoops.
It's poetry.
The plane.
Probably the most traumatic thing that ever happened.
Look, if I were to talk to Strahd, I'd say the planes are full of all kinds of chaos. You just have to revel in it. It's fine.
Yeah, from every ending comes a new beginning.
Yep.
And then you get to watch it happen all over again
And again.
and again.
And again and again until you go crazy.
Become a vampire and take over an entire realm. Anyways, I got an 18.
Okay, you do believe that this thing is good, rightly trapped inside the sarcophagi. As long as that sarcophagus remains intact, it doesn't really have a hope in hell of escaping.
Wait. Maybe these are the dark powers that involved Strahd. We're talking about death. Can I say death? Does it do it again?
It's hard to really get a sense of whether it's reacting to that particularly. It does seem to be continuing to move around inside there, and you just get the feeling, a sort of a deep-seated insight that you are not wrong.
This place is bad. This is a bad place.
I mean, it did say that these would grant wishes.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be all bad. I mean, what if we say wished for the safe and healthy return of our poor lost comrade Paulton?
I don't think they respond to wishes, Evelyn. They respond
that
to pacts.
yeah. Are you?
As you recall, Barmy said that they basically offer dark gifts.
Maybe they could get us out of here, though. That is a question.
I don't like the idea of dark, though. I'm not so much a fan of the dark. I'm a fan of the light. So
That's not what your outfit says right now.
it's just temporary. Okay? I kind of like brush it off a little bit and kind of like.
All right. Paulton, you feel a great loneliness befall you as you sit alone in this dark chamber. Your candles begin to melt down again. Minutes turn into hours.
And just no one's coming in, no one's bothering me, nothing's happening.
Nope.
Is my new friend still outside the room?
Do you want to crack open the door and see?
Sure.
You could also try to listen at the door if you prefer.
Yeah, let me take a listen first before I look.
Okay. Make a perception check.
14.
You with a 14, you can hear what appears to be like somebody paging through a book, sort of ruffling pages. It's fairly faint.
Okay.
And you remember seeing some bookshelves in the parlor that had books on them. So
Okay. I'm going to open the door.
okay.
And I'm going to open the door and I guess still take a look.
Yeah. So the lounge it's sort of almost a hemispherical room. The curved wall has big windows set into it. These are 3 big windows of leaded glass in a steel latticework. There are bookshelves and plush overstuffed chairs and couches about the room. You can see sitting on one of the couches with his legs up on the couch and just sort of flipping through a book very quickly is your vampire friend Escher. You can see he looks pretty bored out of his mind, but he instantly realizes that he's being watched in that moment. And when he sees you, he just sort of chucks the book over his shoulder onto the floor and focuses his beautiful eyes upon you.
What? I was reading that. Hey, what's up?
And he looks at you and says, "I'm bored.
It's like,
Master is so torn up about losing his beloved again. He's not paying attention to me at all.
I am so sorry.
I wonder what we could do to pass the time."
Well,
I wonder.
is there? So are there like a couple other chairs, or is it just?
Yeah, there's other chairs and sofas about the room. There's the closed doorway leading up to the hallway, and then these sort of big windows. And through the windows, you can see rain falling and hear distant thunder. And occasionally, there's a flash of light from lightning.
All right. Ask him. Might I take a seat?
He says, "Of course." And he sort of swings his feet down and sort of pats the seat next to him.
I sit in one of the chairs.
Okay. He says, "You don't have a friend in the world here, and yet you spurn me."
It's such a strong word.
He says, "Well, I'm a very strong guy."
Ooh.
He'll come over and sit on the arm of your chair.
Just like, huh.
And he says, my, you are beauty." He says, "If I wasn't the master's, I would be yours."
Well, that's very flattering. Thank you, sir.
And he says, "The drawbridge is up. That means the master believes you are going to stay a while."
Well, I did agree to work with him for some time, so I think that is a safe assessment.
He says, "Is there anything I can do to make your stay more memorable?" And as he does that, he leans into you very, very closely
Mhm.
and sort of licks your cheek with his dried tongue.
I had to
With the
mute
cat
myself.
tongues.
I was laughing too hard.
I wonder what he wants. It's so weird.
And of course, I reply with a, huh.
Hey, you didn't choose the Amber Temple. Saying.
I say, well, perhaps we should start with some conversation. You know, I'm going to be here a while, so no point in rushing anything.
I want to know everything about you. And he just sort of, realizing that you're a little bit uncomfortable, he makes his way over he pulls one of the divans over, seemingly effortlessly. I think the thing weighs.
Uh-oh.
Chris,
Way.
Chris, come back to us.
Oh, no.
I'll take it from here. Asher makes his way.
I'll take it from here.
Puts the back of his hand against your cheek.
He sits directly in his lap and throws one leg.
Slowly unbuttons, revealing his not shaved but this immaculate chest. Though there is no sunlight, it still glistens.
Oh no!
Oh no, this is what happens when we lose supervision.
We need adults.
I said we needed an adult.
Holly is the host now.
Oh no. Is that what it says?
Yeah, that's
Uh-oh.
what our
Oh no.
we'll get Chris right back here in a second, everybody.
Be back.
In the meantime,
Kill Strahd with a single blow.
Oh, no.
Chris comes back. Strahd's
That was my plan.
I am the dungeon master now. Everyone's okay.
On the screen. Oh, no.
Can I teleport out of the Amber Temple?
Yes, for free.
Oh,
Can
great!
Carlton
No,
teleport back
no
to
checks
us?
are needed.
Oh,
take-
awesome!
You take Death and Evelyn with you.
Yay! I
Great.
forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Also, Morning Glory comes back and Valentina's still alive, and they're both there and happy.
Oh boy!
Yes, and Death reverts back to his normal age. Yogi
And Evelyn-
levels. And
Irina's back alive too. And
Maria's back alive. You give it to Strahd, and he says like, "Oh, that's all I wanted." And they're actually really happy together. It turns out. And then we all get to go home.
yeah,
And
and
then Evelyn gets
the
to
new vampire king.
And Bolton becomes Lord of Ravenstone.
Wait. Irina's dead.
yeah, that was
Oopsies.
Also,
Yeah.
who killed a child?
No one.
Nice.
There was definitely no question of Evelyn ever having eaten a baby either.
Nothing like that's ever happened. No.
No.
Never.
Oh, hey, Chris. Everything's
Chris, we
fine.
did it!
Oh, everything's
So
fine.
apparently Paulton's love is a forbidden love.
By the way, while you were gone, we killed Strahd and we
I
went home.
defeated Strahd single-handedly.
Yeah.
I figured you came up with the secret plan in my absence.
Yeah, we got it.
It
Don't worry,
got,
dude.
it got steamy first though, so it was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Also, Evelyn is still aware of Palm, but she seems to be able to completely control it, so she gets to keep all those powers.
And Paulton's the new vampire lord.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Awesome.
That was the
Um,
most fun I've had all campaign.
Oh, actually, I'm in the DM window now, so I make the decisions.
Oh, no. Oh yeah, it says your name's Chris.
Chris, roll an evil check. Oh, you fail. We're all
I'll fail.
fine.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm
You're
fucking now.
Strix
Cool.
Chris is Strix now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Suddenly, Lathander shows up and offers a portal back to the real world.
Right. And he says, "Good job, adventurers."
All right. So to make a long story short, Paulton has a very long, drawn-out, boring conversation with Escher to basically hold him at bay because he doesn't have any crosses, garlic, or running water. And then while that's going on, you guys back with the tome and the evil black
Tendrils.
tendrils. What do you guys want to do? You get the sense, Diath, as you thumb through this book, that this is like a lost artifact. You're not sure why it's here or how it ended up in the Amber Temple. It's obviously, you suspect, changed hands a number of times. You sort of get that instinctually. There's a sense that it doesn't really belong here, but you were meant to find it.
Yeah, it practically seems like a personal diary of Strahd. Is what
It does.
Do I sense any kind of like anything weird about it being evil or?
It's
having-
not evil. You certainly don't get that sense, but there does seem to be some sort of power to it, an indescribable feeling of of some sense of importance, like it's a key to something about Strahd or about how to deal with Strahd.
I think we should stab it.
But no, later.
What?
Let's get out of here first before we start stabbing relics.
Well, it seems to have power. Perhaps it's linked to Strahd. Maybe if
The
we stab it,
powers
Strahd dies.
That rule this place that we're in, making them angry would be bad.
All right, I suppose you know more about that kind of thing than I do.
It's true. I like flatten my hair down, look fancy for a second. We need to find Barmy. He's the only one that can get us out of here.
We need to find Barmy. We need to find a way out, and we need to find a way to cure Evelyn.
That's true.
I have
one
an
of these-
idea,
Whoa,
but I
what?
hate it.
What do you?
All right, look. Strahd made a pact with the dark death god thingy, right?
Sure did.
He got what he wanted. Wouldn't it stand to reason that we could do the same?
With Evelyn? Have you listened to her?
You want moi to make a deal with a dark power? I only deal in light, my friend.
No.
All hail Lathander. May he bless us with his heavenly might.
You don't need. You're not. You have to be the one to make the deal.
Oh, all right then.
Are you looking at me?
I mean, not on purpose, but
I saw. You were looking at me. Are you saying that you want me to talk to whatever this is?
no, I don't. Because
I mean, I can.
they'll make you a vampire, something terrible or weird.
I'm already something terrible and weird. What does it even
No,
matter?
you're tricks. You're wonderful.
Oh, thanks. Let me try.
I talk to it. No deals. Just maybe get information. This is more of a last resort thing. I cannot, if we can, avoid making a pact with death.
I don't want to make a pact with death, but if there's
Well, let's talk to Barmy because the whole reason we came here was that we thought someone here would be able to help me out with this person.
Right.
Barmy's gone. I mean, we can go find. We can try, but we can't leave without him because there's 1,000 scary dusties and mean monsters and skulls and things out there, and we can't fight those.
I don't think that he could go very far, so I think we should go find him. And don't worry, I'll protect you from the dusties. Just come here. Come inside my dark brocade cloak. Here you go.
That's ageist, Evelyn. He could have ran. We don't know. He could be.
I'm just referring to the fact that we're all trapped inside this temple,
That's true.
so we can't go very far.
Check the library. If we have to come back, Mr. Gross,
Yeah.
I'll come back and talk to them.
He'll still be here, but I just want to say this is a possibility, not one that I want to do, or not one that we even should consider, but it is here.
It's fair.
You can see that black vestige in the sarcophagus is sort of retreated back to its natural state, having been unable to worm its way out.
Good.
Gross.
Bitch.
Stay in there, dark thing.
Yeah,
Right.
and the other two sarcophagi and their dark vestiges as well seem pretty much unchanged.
So there was like a staircase kind of thing, right?
Yeah, there's a big spiral staircase that curls up this shaft leading up to the library upstairs.
So I start heading toward that.
All right, yep, you walk up its gold marble steps and head back up into the library. That's the last place you guys saw Barmy. Now, when he led you to the library, which has no exits, he led you through a secret door in one wall. It would not be hard to find that secret door again. Or you can try to find other ways out. The library upstairs has big 10-foot high bookshelves packed with books. There's all kinds of chairs with tall candlesticks that are lit to light the room, some rugs. It's obviously meant to look like a comfortable reading room, as well as a place to store all sorts of ancient tomes. Now, you had just begun to peruse some of the tomes on these shelves. You can see, upon closer inspection, that many of the books have blank covers and empty pages. In fact, all of the ones you've looked at so far have blank covers and empty pages. It's like a library of books of nothing.
Nothing?
Like they're waiting to have things written, or like they're mysteriously.
So it would seem.
Interesting. Well, I just basically retrace all our steps looking for Barmy.
I take
Okay.
a book and write Dieth was here in one of them.
Can I see if there's any? Because we've been trying to restore
Done.
Army's memory. So there's no
Yes.
scrolls. There's nothing in here that I can.
Just books, blank books.
If I write memory spell restore on top of one of the books, is anything?
Just nope. Just your vandalism remains.
Oh,
And Evelyn, you're able to crack open the secret door, which leads to a small little dust and cobweb filled empty antechamber. But you know there's another secret door in the back of this room that leads to what appeared to be living quarters. Maybe Barmy's there.
he could be asleep.
Yeah.
When you
Dead
open
old things love
when you
sleep.
open that door, you're back in a familiar room, a 15-foot high room containing the trappings of royalty, ornate furniture, exquisite rugs and tapestries, decorative statuary. Everywhere you look are lit candelabras atop small tables, but the beauty and decor of the place is undone by thick dust and cobwebs. But you can see standing in the center of the room, contemplatively, is a decrepit skeleton clad in tattered robes, with red pinpoints of light burning in his eye sockets. And he looks at you and goes, "Do I know you?"
Oh, Barmy, so glad you're all right. Yes, you do know us. We're good friends. Also, I realize I've been Strahd this whole time. I'm still Strahd, and I kind of like shake that off. Can I?
Okay. All right. You
I
are
don't want-
strict once more.
All right.
Is Barbie always a skeleton?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a lich.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought he was just like a skeletal guy. But
He's got some flesh clinging to his bones in places, but most of him
Right.
is skeleton.
It's
Okay, now I
super
remember that.
gross.
And it's very clear that he doesn't recognize any of you.
We've been friends for a real long time.
We're helping you restore your memory. You lost your memory, and we need to find a spell to help you do that. But unfortunately, all the books in the library are blank. Do you have one of these spells?
He says, "There are command words to cause the texts to appear.
Could you teach us those
Please
words?
tell me
I
you
don't
remember them.
remember
No!
what they are." There's a
Do
catch.
you just by some strange chance, do you remember any words that can make someone rid of the curse of lycanthropy?
He says,
I'd also
recall there is a spell that allows one to remove a curse.
You recall that spell exists? That's great. Do you happen to know what that spell is?
No.
If you can't remember any of the command words, Barmy, would you happen to know any place that they would be stored or written down?
He said, he kind of looks around his room absently. And as you sort of follow his eyes around the room, make perception checks. And everybody can do that.
15.
17.
13.
All right. You all spot on a rotted divan in plain view is a big fat tome with a title inscribed on its cover called The Incants of Exathanter.
Do I know anything about Exathanter?
Don't worry about it. So we won't bother you too much more.
Can I'm just gonna like clasp him on the Bodhi shoulder and be like, "Hey, Barmy, is that your book over there?" Point
He'll
at it.
cast his glance over there and says, "That looks familiar." And he'll sort of shamble over toward it.
Oh, great. Can we take a look at that, or can you show
Yeah, he
us?
starts to flip through it. It's a big fat book, and as he flips through it, you can see it's got spells written throughout
Oh, I just look at them like, "Oh yes." Oh.
Yes, it's a big, fat, delicious book packed to the gills with all kinds of spells, including some so powerful tricks it makes your eyeballs spin.
Oh boy.
I look over her shoulder.
All right. Meanwhile, Paulton, as you are regaling Escher with your tales of remarkable heroism or whatever, you notice on the windowsill outside a rainy window, there is a black bird. a raven.
Huh.
You can see it, and Escher hasn't noticed it because he is focused on your dreamy eyes,
Hmm.
not looking at the window at all. And the bird seems to act in sort of a curious, furtive manner.
I say, I'm still talking to Asher.
Yeah.
It's been a while since dinner, hasn't it?
He said he looks at you hungrily and says, "Yes."
I feeling
I know it's
peckish.
Says, "I
You,
thought
think you could do me a solid and grab me something from downstairs? That'd be so appreciated.
He says, "I will do this for you if you will do something for me first.
And what's the something?
Just let me have a taste of your warm, sweet blood.
Ooh.
I promise not to bleed you dry. I swear by Mother Night." Just a little. Just a tiny little bit. It's okay.
Can I make a suggestion and be like, not today, but I'll keep it in mind for the future.
All right. In that case, I'll need you to make a persuasion check to convince him to leave.
22.
All right. You see, he seems crestfallen, and he says, "You don't trust me. Well,
Okay, in time, friend, in time.
and we have so much time." And he'll get up and make his way across the room, and he'll sort of sweep around and look at you, and he says, "I will return shortly." Then he disappears through the door and closes it behind him. You are now alone in the room. You hear a peal of distant thunder, rain falling outside, and you hear a tap, tap, tap on the window.
I'm gonna go. Can I open the window?
Yeah, they sort of swing open on rusty hinges, and when you do, the bird flies in.
It's like, well, at least I have a bird now.
I will transform.
All right. Suddenly, a naked man is standing in front of you.
Bolton.
It is familiar. It is your friend Falcon.
It's like, why? All these men. Why?
I'm going to quickly dart to the closest chair. Bolton, find me clothes immediately.
Okay, can I grab him? Can I grab him the cloak and the cloth?
Yeah, you'd have to go back in your bedroom, and you return with this big black draping cloak. Falcon, you can throw it over you, this heavy mantle, and suddenly, yes, you're a naked man in a big black vampire cloak.
It's like,
Bolton.
maybe Escher will be into that. Sorry, what?
We need to move quickly. I need to get you out of here. Straight away.
Okay,
Don't think about it. We do it now.
let's go, man. Let's go. Get me out.
And Falcon, you didn't hear any of the conversation through the window, but you obviously recognized Paulton, and you recognized Escher.
We need to go now. Or
Okay.
at least you must go.
Okay.
Anyway, just find the window, jump out of it.
God.
When you go to the window, you can see below you is sort of the roof lines, the angled roofs of the keep, the lower levels of the keep. You can see stone shingles covering the slanted roofs. You can see perched on the ends of the rooftops are stone gargoyles that sort of look outward away from you.
I forgot
these
you
are all
can't
rain slicks.
fly, can you?
No.
You're not a raven like me.
No. Yeah. Was
Okay.
hoping you had an idea.
Plan B, keep quiet. Quiet voice. Quiet voice is inside. Right. You hide, and I'm going to give your friend a little surprise. I sit where you sat in the cloak,
Okay.
and I'll say hello. And you're ready to pounce, yes? Like a brave warrior. Like big, strong, Bolton. I always remember from the hags. I remember. Bolton,
I don't
look in my eyes.
looking at your eyes.
strength.
I'm trying hard to maintain eye contact.
I grab him by the shoulders tightly.
Yeah.
You've been tranced,
What?
transfixed, converted.
No. No.
I slap him around the face.
Why are you hitting me?
I know this is a dark place. Has he taken your mind?
No,
What do you think
I'm
is
good.
what?
I'm here by choice, kind of.
By choice? What the hell?
I'm working on it. I'm working
right.
on I'm hammering out the details, but
Just hide, and I will take your place.
how about you hide? Because okay. Look, I don't feel confident enough to take him head on. I don't know how strong this guy is.
Me neither, but two's best than one, right?
I think
Also, I can do this, and I go into my hybrid form.
All right. You see him for the first time take on a sort of taller countenance. You see that his bare human flesh becomes, as he transforms, becomes covered with black down, and his hands and feet become sharp taloned claws, and his head turns into that of a gigantic raven's head. Its beak long and sharp. You can also see wings appear underneath his arms.
okay, that's an option. Let's put a pin in it and hear me out.
Okay.
So the window I let him in.
It's
Would
one
it
of
be
3
possible-
big windows that look out over the rooftops of the keep.
Does it look like if I were to just like kind of close it, but not all the way, he'd be able to let himself back in if he were outside still?
Yeah.
Okay. So hear me out. I'm going to try and talk to him, and I have an idea. And if that doesn't work, then I say we go with, and I point to his hybrid form, like whatever this is. So how about I'll try what I was going to try. And if it doesn't work, I'll signal you, and then we can go with that, because I'd much rather not this get aggressive by me, because I'm still kind of trusted here and I'm not ready to let that go.
Right. Are you sure you're not tranced by the devil?
I'm pretty dang sure, man.
I look really close in his eyes.
Make an insight check.
All right.
This weird bird man is staring at your eyes.
17.
Your best guess is he is not under any sort of spell or spell-like effect.
Okay. But talking to these abominations gets you nowhere. I'll wait outside.
Very good. Very good.
You ready?
Are you waiting outside in your hybrid form?
I'm going to go into Raven form
Okay.
and
All right. You turn into a small little bird and fly back out.
squeeze through the little gap in the window.
Cool.
All right. And you can hang out on the... All right. And Paulton, you're waiting for Escher to return?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He does. You can see he's got a platter that seems to be just floating behind him of its own accord. And on the platter, you can see some scones.
Ooh. I like scones.
Yes. And the platter sort of levitates next to you and just sort of hangs in front of you. And Escher says, "One of the master's unseen servants. Pay it no mind."
It's a cool little trick.
Isn't it, though? And he sort of kind of looks around the room like he's got the sense that there's something off.
It's like, I'm sorry, there was like the thunder outside really gave me a startle, and I'm feeling a little uneasy from the storm.
All right. He goes over to the window and closes it.
But at the same time, it was a little bit drafty, so I cracked the window to get a breeze in here.
He says, "You wouldn't have to worry about drafts if we retired to your bedchamber."
Again, friend, we have all the time in the world to see where things go. And isn't the pursuit the more fun part of the journey?
He says, perhaps. I had one very much like you. A companion, a boyfriend, man I trusted with my life. And then I was turned into a vampire. And I realized he could not protect me. He could not save me. No one can. But I can protect you. I can protect you. He says, moving a little bit closer. And then he sort of takes a scone and stuffs it in your mouth.
Hot. So hot.
Just like whole thing. Just
So Falcon, you're on the other side of the window, which is currently now closed. You saw Escher up real close, but he was not really paying attention to outside. He was focused solely on Paulton. He kind of closed the door, closed the window, not even looking at it.
Do I have any sort of leverage to transform outside here?
There is a narrow shelf of stone that you can cling to, either as a human or in hybrid form.
I'm going to change.
You would look like a big. You would look like a big, either big naked human or a big were-raven hybrid, basically on the outside of the window.
Great. In which case, I will be.
Currently, Escher's back is to you, so that's advantageous.
I'm going to look around and see if there's any leverage to both transform and smash through the window.
Okay. You believe that is possible, yes.
So I grip something above the window and try and do a swing with my raven feet.
All right.
Through the window.
SWAT team.
Paulton, you see with a scone in your mouth this big shape appear on the outside of the window, this hybrid were-raven creature, and then it sort of precariously positions itself to sort of hold onto its position, and then you see it sort of peel back a bit.
has he smashed through already?
No, not yet.
Can I like signal and be like,
I try and hold back.
Okay. Now I'd like you, Paulton, to make a deception check to do that without tipping off Escher.
17?
All right. So just in an instant, as Escher's gaze turned away from you, you give a quick gesture that stays Falcon's hand and doesn't actually let Escher know he's out there. What do you do?
I tell him, so picking up our conversation, I've told you plenty of myself, and say from what I gather, you seem like a swell fella.
He says, I grew up in this land. I used to live down in the village below.
But you say that the master has not been giving you the attention that you feel you deserve.
Sadly, no.
It's very sad. You seem like you're worthy of more. You seem like you deserve better than that.
You see him smile, and you can see his fangs. He seems entranced by the words coming out of your mouth.
It's like the way you've expressed how you're willing to protect me, and you seem like you are a creature that has a lot of love to give.
He says, this land is a place of grave tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I don't want you to succumb to despair like so many others. I try not to myself. It's hard when you're ignored and left alone in this dark, foreboding place. I know what that feels like. I've been trapped here as you are trapped now for a long time. And there was a time in my life when I thought there may have been a glimpse of light, a hope of escape. Or if not escape, at least genuine care for someone. I hadn't felt that in a long time, and now I feel it with you. But only because the master is so torn. When he chooses to fix upon me once again, I will be his slave, and I will worship no other but him. But now, in this moment, I am not his. I'm yours.
I tell him, this is just me, but if I were treated like that, given the chance, I wouldn't put up with that. I would take the opportunity to be my own person and do what's right for me and not abide by someone else's will. And if I can, I would like to use suggestion on him.
All right. And what is it you would like to suggest?
Very carefully, I word it. If it were me, I would take matters into my own hands and see if I can live a life where I am my own master.
All right, then. I'm going to give him disadvantage on his save. Okay. You believe your spell has taken hold. He says, "You're right. Why should I be a slave to him just because he turned me into this creature you see before you when I could be so much more?"
You could be. I see it in you. You seem like you are capable of amazing things.
And will you be with me?
In what sense?
He says, "When I become my own master."
I think
We'll have to free ourselves from the tyranny of Strahd. I know where he rests. Come with me, and we will do away with him, the both of us.
I ask him, you know the master more than I do. Do you think that's possible with just the two of us?
He says, "Love conquers all."
But let's say hypothetically we had a hand from maybe a third friend. Is a friend of mine a friend of yours?
A threesome.
Sure.
He says, "Tempting. Who is this friend? One of the ones you left behind in the Amber Temple?"
No, he is a friend from a not there. And if I can I signal him in, but with don't just like a easy, you're good. You don't have to bash through. Actually, can I just go over there and open the window?
Yeah, you sure can.
All right, I go over there and
Now, when you throw the window open, Falcon, what do you do?
I'm still hanging on, waiting as a hybrid raven.
So Escher sees this hybrid raven creature perched outside and bares his fangs.
It's like, he's okay. I trust this one, and I ask that you do the same.
All right. Escher regains his composure.
I will transform to human nudie form.
All right. Inside the room, I take it?
On the window edge.
On the edge? Okay, on the sill. Okay. You are now a naked human in the rain,
standing
in the frame of the window. And when you assume your form, Escher recognizes you, of course, and says, "Falcon."
What?
Escher.
Oh, you've met.
Oh my God, do none of you remember that they used to bang?
I do now.
Yeah, I'm so worried about this whole time.
I'll walk
Yes,
into the
remembered.
room.
Strix remembered. She was drawing fan fiction of them.
All right, you can see Escher still under Paulton's spell. He smiles warmly and comes over to you, not threateningly. He seems, he almost seems to want to pull you inside the room.
I don't allow him to get too close. I'm
Okay.
very standoffish.
All right. He'll stop short of actually reaching out and grabbing you then.
Paulton, whatever you have on him, use it and run. I will handle this.
Yes,
Escher says, I never expected to see you again.
Paulton, run.
say, now hold on. Just a quick minute. Escher here says he knows where the master rests. And for one reason or another, we could trust him for the time being.
Paulton, what I see before me is a man who used to be. He is no longer. Run.
His heart is breaking.
It's like, I kind of lean in. I'm like, all right, I get it. Where do you exactly suggest I run? Where am I supposed to go?
Well, one suggestion is away from the vampires.
Okay. Listen, I'm in a really tight spot right now. At the moment, they kind of trust me, and I feel like I can make this work.
How long does this last? This?
I'd say about 8 hours.
Okay. I will stand behind Escher and we will catch up. And he will lead you to wherever you need to go. Perhaps you need to find another draft to catch some air. Maybe lower down.
Gotcha.
Escher will take a couple steps toward you, Falcon, and says, he has brought us together.
Yes, it's wonderful. I am crying on the inside. Thank you, Paulton, for bringing us together. I look at him with daggers.
That's what I'm here for. Bringing the people together. Power of love. Look at Escher. Power of love, right?
Yes. Escher.
All right. Meanwhile, poring over this big fat spell book. Yeah, there are a lot of spells in here. What are you searching for?
Oh, well, the first thing I want to do is, I think if I can restore this guy's memory, he might be able to help us more.
What if he becomes angry and wants to kill?
He doesn't seem angry to me.
That's because he doesn't remember anything. If we restore his memories, he can remember that he's supposed to be the guardian of this place and can't let anyone through it, and then just instantly murders him.
Look at him. He's just a little bony mess. He's not so formidable.
We're dead. That's it. We're dead. We're dead. We're dead. No, go ahead. It's fine. We're
That's
dead.
what I say. And
I know that being 18 years old is a confusing time because it's hard to find confidence in yourself. But just take some deep breaths and trust your elders here.
Shut your bone box. I'm going to ask this guy how to fix his memory.
Hey, Barmy. Barmy.
He looks at you with his skeletal eyes.
Strix has a question for you.
Yes.
Is there a spell in here that can restore your memory?
I don't know.
Okay, well, can I look at it?
You
Please?
sure can.
Okay, I'm like very annoyed with him. Strix is just like, ugh. So I'm gonna search and see if there's anything like I guess it would be. I'd have to do an Arcana check to even know, since all her magic is innate.
Yep.
So
I want to help her look too.
make an Arcana check, and that can be assisted by. So you get advantage on the check from Evelyn.
sweet.
I want you to know I hate this.
Noted. Duly noted. Thank
Sweet.
you.
Got a 22 with advantage.
Alrighty.
Also, if you happen to run across a, remove a curse spell.
I'm also looking for that one. Yes. So I'm looking for both.
Okay. You are able to find a remove curse spell inscribed in here. And being that it is a 3rd level spell, you can actually cast it.
Yes, I'm not useless.
Yay! I'm so glad we found that way to remove my lycanthropy.
Wait a second. Do you actually like being a werewolf?
I mean, of course, being able to smell real good and track people and be real.
Not die. Remember, not die.
It's real nice, but I know that I can't be trusted.
The Barmy will say, "Are you a full lycanthrope?
Well, what's the difference?
Have you killed a humanoid?"
As a wolf?
In your present state?
Ever in my whole life?
Since
No, she
you had
hasn't.
the curse.
I don't think so. Do you guys remember?
No, you haven't. We got scared for a second and they thought you ate a baby, but you didn't eat a baby. Good job.
Don't believe
You're
it.
not a complete werewolf. You're rather only half.
Well, what is that? Does that change things?
So you're a shitty werewolf?
He says, if you want to become a true lycanthrope, you can take the life of a humanoid and gain even greater powers.
And then I'd have control over it?
Yes.
How are you even thinking about that?
Evelyn, are you even listening to yourself?
If I happen to find Strahd, who I am charged with putting
He's
out...
not a humanoid. He's a vampire.
He's humanoid.
He says, as a true werewolf, you would be immune to non-magic weapons.
That sounds real nice. Doesn't that sound nice?
Like, are you even listening to yourself? What is happening? Am
Do you
I?
think Lathander would allow this? Are you even listening?
Lathander has charged me with smiting evil from the earth. So if I just happen to smite an
Yeah, and
evil
it's saying to just kill someone for your own personal gain.
Even
that's
if
not
it's
our personal
Strahd.
gain. Like,
Strahd, it doesn't matter. Killing.
Yeah, but you're saying, look, we're just going to deal with this until we finally take down Strahd. You feel like that's a great idea? You think we can last that long, still dealing with your terrible nights and not being able to sleep?
you're right, it would be irresponsible. But I just thought that maybe for the greater good, it might be nice if I was even more able to protect you all.
Evelyn, the greater good in the service of evil is not good.
How is that serving evil? Barman, does that make me evil if I become a lycanthrope?
Don't.
No.
Don't ask.
Trust in yourself. Don't listen to them.
Don't you listen
Okay,
to the gross
Barbie,
story.
we were on good terms, Burke, but now we're on bad terms because you're trying to make my friend do naughty things. So I'm just going to start trying to cast the spell on her, whether she doesn't want it or not.
I don't understand I don't get why you guys don't like this idea.
You
Because
hold
we
her.
are.
Hold her down.
First thing you have to do is you have to actually take time to learn the spell. So you're going to be sort of set up on a little couch for a bit, reading this over and trying to get it right, Strix.
All right. Hold her down for a long time.
Unlike a scroll, you just can't cast it from the book. You have to kind of learn the spell,
All
make
right.
it one of your own, and then you have it from that point on.
Oh, good.
Can
So
I,
I actually do get to keep it.
Yep.
Sweet.
Can I do a religion check to pray to Lathander for guidance to see if he says one way or the other is the right thing for me?
Sure. Go right ahead.
It's only a 15.
All right. You receive a response.
Don't do it. What are you doing?
Why does he sound like Kermit?
Lathander sounds like Kermit.
Come on. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Jeez, lady. Trust me one thing.
Yeah, stop whispering to Evelyn.
I'm helping.
I'm like praying and I'm like trying to discern whether the voice is Lathander's.
I'm trying to read this book.
Dun, 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 dun. One moment, please.
I have this feeling that if I roll a 1 when trying to cast a spell, something terrible might happen.
Super lycanthrope.
Mm-hmm. All right. Your divine patron sends you a message that says, "Seek out the sarcophagus of Xantras the Kingmaker and accept his gift."
Wait. Lathander, could you repeat that?
Xantras the Kingmaker.
Xantras the Kingmaker. Seek out. That's not Xantras. Xantras the Kingmaker. Well, that doesn't really answer my question, but if you say so, you're the boss. Guys, while you're learning that spell,
And then Lathander also says, and then seek out Great Tar Hawk, the 5-headed destroyer, and accept his gift.
Tarhawk, the Great 5-headed?
The Great 5-headed destroyer, yeah.
Headed destroyer. And accept his gift.
That's right.
Can I ask him why? Why, great morning, Lord?
And then the Morning Lord says, and then finally, seek out the sarcophagus of Psychane, the Soul Hungerer, and accept his gift. These you will find in the Amber Temple.
No offense, Morning Lord, but this sounds very different than your usual instruction. I assume, Chris, that I have enough knowledge to know whether this is really Lathander speaking to me. This isn't just a random voice that I'm hearing that I'm assuming is Lathander.
Sure, you can make an insight check if you want.
Okay.
Give your soul to the soul hungerer.
Insight, you said?
Yeah.
23.
All right. With the 23, you get the impression this is not Lathander at all.
I rage as soon as I figure that out. I stand up and say, "Evil forces, down, death!" I actually start if you can curse in Celestial, that's what I'm doing. Just
Right.
a string of condemnation in Celestial, and looking around, waving my axe, trying to identify the source of what it was. Can I tell any kind of source what that was?
No, it's not in proximity to you. It's some distant, far-flung source. And then you sort of hear a deep-throated laugh.
Oh no, she saw through my voice.
And then
Rod!
and that's it. That's what you hear echoing in your mind.
How dare he impersonate the Morning Lord? I beg 1,000 apologies, O great bringer of light, and I swear that I shall do my best to find the light from what I know is already in my heart.
At this point in time, Falcon and Paulton, you see Escher suddenly, he sort of turns away from both of you and kind of looks up at the ceiling and then down very quickly to the floor. And then he says with some urgency, "The master is awake. Something has awoken him."
Oh, we should play cool. Just don't bring attention.
Is he aware of our presence everywhere in the castle, Escher?
He says, "The master knows all."
Good. And I grab Escher and I sink my teeth into his neck.
Escher? All right.
Finally, it's about to get hot.
All right. I need you to make an attack roll.
I will do that.
Does it get to be a bird now?
It's a natural 20.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Birdman.
And you did mean Escher, right?
I did.
All right. One moment, please. Now, you know, or you would know, as a were-raven, when you bite somebody, they have a chance of, if they're humanoid, they have a chance of contracting the curse of lycanthropy. Escher, being undead, is no longer humanoid.
Mm.
Does that change at all what you want to do?
It does dramatically change my decision making. In which case,
There's only one other humanoid in the room, and that's not Escher.
Really, being undead makes you no longer humanoid? I thought it was just your form.
You are technically undead. Nice.
I will sink my teeth into Polton.
All right.
We're friends.
All right. With your natural
Challenge.
20.
What?
I'm so happy right now.
Paulton, make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, and you take 1 piercing damage.
What?
Oh, it's just a gentle nibble.
16.
All right. Yes. So you're surprised when Falcon bites you on the neck.
It's like, ow.
Falcon, you're not sure you turned him with that one.
I look at him and just nod. Sorry, but it must be done.
Let's roll initiative.
Ooh. 19.
Paulton and Falcon, what are your initiative numbers?
I got a 19.
2.
All right. And Escher. Oops. The vampire spawn.
Escher watches.
Escher is very protective of Paulton right now because he's got a suggestion spell on him.
Oops.
So this is like a betrayal. But they are both so surprised by that, Falcon, that you're able to act again before either of them can take action. What would you like to do?
I'll spend my action pushing Polton away from Escher and standing between
Okay.
Escher and him.
All right. So Falcon imposes himself between the two of you. You still have an action.
I'll spend that turn looking at Escher and saying, "It has been so long, Escher. It is a shame you are no longer with us." And I'll go to attack him.
Okay. Make your attacks.
That's
What is
18.
happening?
I've only got my mouth, I guess, or my hands that are punching.
You're in human form right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you haven't got a hell of a lot, unless you like
It's more heated
hit
at the
him with
moment.
something.
I don't think I would have thought to change.
You could do that, but changing for you is an action, I believe.
Yeah. In which case, I'll just spend it pushing Polton away,
Okay.
getting in the way, and
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Paulton, after you were bit, Falcon imposes himself between you, and then Escher, who goes next, doesn't like the idea that his former love has come between him and his new love, and will attack Falcon with his claws and his bite. So, first, Falcon, Escher hits you with his claws, and because of your were-raven qualities, you only take half damage from his claw attacks. So you take 4 slashing damage
Okay.
as he rakes across your bare flesh. And then he... he hasn't taken any damage. Will he bite you? No, he won't bite you. So he just rakes you and tells you not to come between him and Paulton. And then it is Paulton's turn. So Paulton, you've got Falcon right in front of you, Escher beyond him, and the window at your back. What do you want to do?
Oh God. Okay. Are we too far in? Can I try to like persuade them both to just calm it down? Stop.
You think that in his present frame of mind, Escher is of a mind to listen to you, even though the suggestion is implanted and you don't, unless you cast another suggestion on him, you can't make him do anything else, but he is positively disposed toward you right now. It's Falcon who might be harder to control, unless you were to like cast a suggestion on him as well.
Oh God! So I can't just try to persuade him to stop, can I?
You can absolutely try it, but Chris controls his character.
Oh, like listen, I'm not sure what that was. We had a plan. There's no reason to throw it out the window right now. Can we just rewind it like 5 minutes?
Paulton, it will come in time. However, Strahd is upon us. All other plans have gone.
God, I was so excited. I
can see him.
What? Can I cast sleep on Escher?
You don't think that would affect Escher because he's undead.
Oh, right. God. I'm gonna talk to Escher. I'm gonna be like, look, in due time, we will have our moment. But for now, you've got to let us just let us leave. Just let us get out of here, and then I'll be back. Bay.
He says, "Of course, I long for your return." He goes over to the window and throws it open.
Like, okay, let's go.
And he stands aside. And Falcon, you see this is uncharacteristic behavior for Escher, but seems to be under Paulton's influence at the moment.
Okay. I'm very heated.
Yes.
I've made decisions. However, I look at Paulton and say, then quickly follow. Maybe I can carry you in my hybrid form.
Sure.
Start running and transforming into.
All right. You transform into your hybrid form, and you've got like a 16-foot wingspan, 17-foot wingspan in hybrid form, so you're not small. You want to try to grab him on with your claws?
I do.
All right. I'd like you to make a strength check as you leap through the window and you carry Paulton aloft over the rooftops of Ravenloft.
I swear to God.
It is a 11.
All right. With an 11, you are able to hang on to him. You have to struggle, though, and really sort of beat your wings hard.
You're so heavy.
And you sort of, Paulton, you can sort of feel the dips that he makes between wing beats.
You should have had that second.
You had a big vampire dinner.
You begin to see, you sort of look behind you and the window gets smaller and smaller and you just see Escher lit up in the frame of the window looking at you, and he sort of blows you a kiss as you fly off into the night. But as you sort of drop down, you sort of gradually lose altitude. You begin to fly toward one of those awkward gargoyles perched on the rooftop, and you're pretty sure you're going to just run your crotch right into it. I'd like you just to make a dexterity check.
Dexterity save for cartoon humor.
18.
Okay. You're able to sort of pull yourself and sort of deke and swing out of the way of obstacles.
Guy get hits in the crotch by a gargoyle.
And you, with your one movement, you're sort of still kind of over the rooftops and the parapets of the keep. Falcon.
I struggle heavily and then find some sort of safety blanket in the forms of trees where we can quietly.
Oh, there are no trees. So
No trees.
there's the main castle, which you're sort of flying over now. You've left its big towers behind. You were up in one of its tallest towers. You're flying over the rooftops of the keep and its parapets. And then there's the courtyard that surrounds the main keep, and then the high outer walls of Castle Ravenloft. So there's like a big curtain wall that you haven't even crossed yet.
Do I seem like I'd struggle to even get to that?
You would probably struggle to get to that. You'd probably have an easier time landing in the courtyard, but the courtyard is completely encased and the drawbridge is up. So your best bet is to try to rouse the strength to try to clear that tall outer wall. But that's a couple turns away. If you needed to put him down quickly, you'd want to put him down on the parapet of the keep, but you're still very much inside the stronghold at that point.
Well,
or on top of one of the towers of the keep, one of the flat-topped archer towers of the keep. That might be a safer place briefly, but his best bet would be maybe to land him in the courtyard and then maybe find a way to lower the drawbridge, or just try to muster the strength to get him up over that final wall. But that will require you to climb quite high.
Paulton, raise your feet. Brace for landing in the courtyard.
What? Oh, God, okay.
All right.
They're so heavy.
So Paulton, as you begin to descend down through the rain, lightning flashes briefly, lighting up the rain-slicked courtyard. There's a bit of fog that's clinging around in the courtyard as well. It almost seems to reach up toward you expectantly as you descend down into it. And then, Falcon, do you have your AC there handy?
Yeah, it's 12.
Okay.
I don't know if it's different in hybrid form.
All right. Falcon, 3 crossbow bolts streak toward you in the night. The first one seems to pack a lot of oomph. It seems to catch you by surprise, a fateful sneak attack. And as it pierces your flesh, you can feel the sting and agony of silver.
Not good.
And it does 22 points of damage to you.
That is considerable.
Yes. The second one misses you narrowly. The third one rolled a 19 on the roll. That one does 14 points of damage.
I am out of the sky and into unconsciousness.
All right. So, Paulton, you see these bolts impale the guy who's currently holding you, and you and he plunge. I would like, what would you like to do as you begin to hurl down toward the cobblestones of the courtyard?
So we're falling at this point?
Yep.
I am sorry, Paulton. I tried.
Make a perception check, Paulton.
15.
You see on the castle parapet a figure briefly illuminated by lightning flash. That figure is holding a crossbow with sort of a cartridge mounted to it. And you can see you have seen her before. Her leather jacket seems to flap in the breeze, and her dark curly hair seems to fall down around her shoulders, and her face is pale, almost ghastly. And you recognize her as Esmeralda.
No! No, poor Esmeralda.
And you have a split second to do something if you want before you hit cobblestones from about a 40-foot height.
Oh, no.
Oh my God, what can I even do? brace for impact?
You might be able make an check.
Like what?
Make an insight check.
Sure. 19.
You think you might be able to cushion the fall by twisting around so that Falcon lands underneath you.
Just like, sorry, buddy. And I try to turn him around.
Oh, that's so
All right.
fucked up.
No.
All right. You land in the courtyard, and there is the crunching sound underneath you of all the bones in Falcon's body just collapsing under your weight.
Just like, oh, like, you okay?
Strix, you know the spell.
Oh, that was very
It's a
sad.
great disturbance in the floor.
There's a great disturbance in the forest. Evelyn, are you ready? I can cast the spell now.
I'm just saying, if you have the spell ready, then why bother using it unless there's danger? If it's possible that I could use this power to defend everyone and do good.
Because you are a danger every night.
We can't even sleep.
You remember the time we thought you ate a baby? How often do you think you can go through something like that?
Well,
I know the spell now. I can cast it again, which means we won't have to deal with this again.
Evelyn,
you have your strength. It comes from within, it comes from Lathander. You've already have the power to stop all the evil. And using an evil power like this, that's not you.
I don't think they know what they're talking about.
All right.
This guy.
I don't feel evil, and if I had
You're not evil. Lycanthropy isn't evil.
Look, Barmy. I don't even want to go into it. I'm just gonna walk up to Evelyn and start casting the spell, whether she likes it or not.
Army, be cool, dude. Come on.
I do not like that Strix is not allowing us to come to this decision together. So I start kind of yelling and struggling and trying to move away from her.
I can't cast it on you if you're moving.
Well, this is a joint decision. This isn't just your choice.
I don't want to get killed by you.
My being and my body are, they're sacred. I have say over them.
No, I
You
thought
have to actually touch her upon casting the spell
So I'm like,
to remove the curse. So she's pulling away from you, running around furniture.
I just need a second to think, all right? I just need one more moment to
All right, fine. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to waste this spell on a chair when you're trying to dodge me.
I'm just saying, theoretically, Strix of all people, you should know that
I know that a killer werewolf is evil. That's pretty simple.
Evelyn, if not for you, what about the rest of us? You know the torment you put us through every night?
I know. I was just trying to think if there was maybe some way that it would work, but you're right. We are trapped here. I just thought maybe if we could get out quick enough, that I could just kill Asmir and then,
There's nothing here is quick. This place is evil. It's cursed. Strahd is a power. We can't get out. We have to do everything we can to just survive.
You can't trust anything in this land.
All right. Well, just let me do.
You just tried to speak to Lathander, right? That wasn't him. We can't even trust Barmy over here. Even death isn't what it's supposed to be here. We can't
You're
trust
right. And you know who I do trust? You guys. So if you think this is the right thing to do, I will do it for you because I want to protect you. But just let me do one thing. I walk over to Dia and I get really close to him and I go, and then I go over to Strix and I'm like,
You don't want to do that.
now I'll always remember exactly how you guys smell forever.
Great.
All right.
I'm glad you understand, Evelyn, and I'll give her a hug.
All right.
Oh, I really like that. It makes me really happy.
All right. I won't give her a hug.
And while she's being hugged, you just sort of tap her on the back of the head.
Yeah.
And
It's like, ugh.
you cast the spell. And Evelyn, you feel your smell sort of return to normal. Your senses kind of wash away and almost seem dull by comparison now.
Everything seems so non-shiny.
Yes, exactly. Everything is sort of non-shiny and mundane. You also feel sort of the inherent strength and power that this curse imbued in you sort of wither away.
Plot twist: the hug was actually to hold her in place.
Yes.
I just kind of like need a minute to sit down and like bring out Lightfall, and I just kind of polish it and like
Yeah,
being a little.
if only you had a minute, because in that moment, the secret door to the room is thrown open.
Of course it is.
That leads back to the library, and from there down into the bowels where the sarcophagi were, and those wooden crates. There were 6 of them. Now, in the doorway of this secret door, spilling forth into the room, are 6 vampires.
Thanks, guys. Really
they are
appreciate your timing
You can
on
see
that.
they're all encrusted. They're all encrusted with dirt and old soil, almost black with soil. Their fingernails black. Everything about them looks wretched and twisted and evil. All you see in the darkness of that secret doorway are glowing red eyes and slathering fangs as they leap forward into the room to rend you to pieces.
Army, get him!
I just really appreciate that you guys decided that right now was a good time for me to not be a werewolf.
Really, Evelyn? Now is the time you choose sass?
Really good
No,
time.
seriously, I'm gonna try and convince Barmy to attack them.
And that's where we'll stop.
Wow.
All right. So
Falcon!
can we thank Chris Trott once more for bringing to life our were-raven friend Falcon?
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thanks very much.
And you guys made me not be a werepom right when Paulton's going to be a were-raven.
Well, we can only hope he is because it's super cool.
Maybe I'll have him bite me.
We should all be were-ravens. It sounds like a blast.
Yeah. Waffle were-raven crew.
Except for when you get crushed.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
sucked.
dear.
That was such a sad end.
I'm upset.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be a great reunion with Escher.
Yeah, it's
Way
pretty
to get in the middle of the love triangle,
Yeah.
Paulton.
What?
Never know.
Oh, Lordy.
Very, very good. All right. We'll pick things up. Not next week, because next week is the day after Labor Day and the day after PAX, and many of us will either be flying home or recuperating from our ordeal. So we'll pick up the week after next.
Yes, great. That's what we need. A longer pause between.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I love not sleeping.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes. And so for those who don't know, quick announcement, the PAX West live D&D game is this Sunday at Benaroya Hall in Seattle. And I will be DMing the Acquisitions Inc. crew through an adventure that is basically the culmination or completion of the story that's been playing out in Acquisitions Inc., the series, season 1. So I hope to see many of you there. And of course, I'll see many of you there.
Yeah.
Yay!
What time is that at on Sunday?
That starts at 6.
In case people want to watch it online or in
Yes.
theaters near them.
It will be live streamed, of course, and bestest of all, if you can't make it to Seattle and you don't want to see the live stream, please get your tickets to the Fathom Live event. You can go see us in a theater near you. We have over 300 theaters participating. This is in the United States only, so if you're outside the United States, it's live streaming for you. And we hope to.
It's on Sunday?
It's on Sunday.
I thought it was on Saturday.
Yeah, Sunday at 6.
Cool.
All right. Any other announcements before we?
Speaking of PAX West, I'll be there.
Yep.
If you want to come by and see me, be sure to go to the Monster Hunter event on that Friday, happening right in there on that PAX area. It happens at like the Unicorn Bar or something like that. Let me double check on that real quick. I'll be there probably in the evening until 8 p.m., like 5 or 6 till 8 p.m. So come on by to that. Yeah, the Unicorn, a bar nearby. So I'll be there this Friday if you want to come hang out and play Monster Hunter with me.
Whee!
Yeah, I'll be there too. I'm gonna have a meetup on Saturday, but I'm not sure when or where. So just watch my Twitter at Holly Conrad, and I'll post where I'm gonna be. And I think I'm gonna cosplay on Saturday as well. So I'm probably gonna cosplay as a Strix on Saturday.
Amazing Strix.
nice.
It's gonna be fun. So
Outstanding.
yeah. So come say hi in my meetup, and don't smell me, please.
Full immersive cosplay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll be
Then we'll-
cosplaying as of Falcon.
right.
Right after transforming.
Go post crush. Yeah, nice.
Oh my God. I'm not going to be at PAX because I will be at San Japan in San Antonio, Texas this weekend. So if you're in the Texas area and you can make it, come say hi. I'm doing a panel signing and then performance on the Saturday. So it should be fun.
Nice.
I am also going to be at PAX. I'm going to be on the Twitch stage almost the entire time. So come stop by the Twitch booth to say hi to me, and also on a couple panels. And hopefully meeting up with these fine folks to take at least a cast photo of some kind.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also right after this, I have my Misclicks D&D Seaborn game. And this week is a fun one-off. We have my husband in control coming to join us, and Maud Garrett is going to DM for us just in a zany, goofy one-off.
Nice.
So I'm hanging
Nice.
out on Misclicks.
Okay, but you're playing the same characters?
No, new characters. We're just
Oh,
making
okay.
them up as we go.
Oh, great. That's fun. In addition to doing the live game on Sunday, I will be at PAX here, there, and everywhere Friday, Saturday. I've got a Friday panel, I believe, at 5 o'clock, and a Saturday panel at 6 o'clock. And I might actually pop into the D&D play area, which, for those who don't know, is on the second floor of the Annex, which is the building right across from the convention center. Easily gotten to through skyways and so on and so forth. So you'll see me around in costume and out
Nice.
throughout the weekend. And we'll
Nice.
sign off.
What about Chris? Other Chris.
Oh, yes.
I'll be silently sobbing to myself in the UK for the next 3 weeks. Thank you. But yeah, I do a stream every Sunday called High Rollers. We do it at 5 p.m. UK time. I have no idea what US time that is. All the different
10 a.m.
posts.
Yeah.
It'll be way before the Acquisitions Inc. one, so don't worry about that. But yeah, it's every Sunday. Have tons of fun. Come have a watch on the Yogscast, twitch.tv.
And thank you again for joining us. It's always wonderful.
Oh, it's great. I hope you guys kill Strahd.
No
Maybe
guarantees.
We're dead.
No guarantees, buddy.
Just make me a giant Were-Raven puppet. Be great.
Aw, that would be so cute. That could happen.
It's just a naked guy puppet.
The human form. Yeah.
It's cosplay. You don't understand.
All right. And I guess that's a wrap for tonight. Again, we'll see you guys all in 2 weeks, and I'll see some of you before then.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.